eNCA reporter. We know that the Deputy President Paul Mashatile is going to be visiting Buffalo City in the Eastern Cape today. And Ronald, the reason I've moved away from Heidi to come to you quickly is because you have Lindiwe Zulu with you. Hello.
Well, hello, Gareth. Well, sorry to Heidi, but Lindiwe Zulu, the Minister for Social Development, is in a hurry. I just want to get her quick reaction. Minister, thank you so much for your time. Very important gathering. Just your views. How is your department impacted?
Yes, thank you very much for the opportunity. Let me start from a point that the Deputy President is here to make sure that the plans for the implementation of the district development model really works. The message here is simple and straightforward. We've got to get government working in a collaborated manner, in a coordinated manner, and the Department of Social Development is one of those departments that responds to the needs of the people. But having said that it responds to the needs of the people, it's about the other departments also ensuring that when it comes to health, when it comes to education, when it comes to transport, our people can easily access that. And then this meeting that we have right now was that of business, and I think it's important because in a coordinated manner we need to get South Africa working. I was excited that here you had young people who came to speak, and I was excited because one of the young people who spoke about one family, one garden. That's about food security, and that is an important point for us as a Department of Social Development.
The Deputy President making a lot of reference to Rwanda and how things have worked effectively, especially on the issue of crime. He made mention that there's barely any crime committed in Rwanda. But in contrast, Minister, you were in Lusikisiki. Some may describe it as the rape capital of South Africa. What were your views on that matter?
That is very unfortunate and actually painful, particularly for the families, particularly for women who are unable to freely do what they need to do and go about doing their businesses freely. Lessons from Rwanda are actually very important because what I think Rwanda also did was to mobilize the communities to fight against crime. This is what we need to do, and this was the call of the Deputy President yesterday in Lusikisiki to say that, yes, as government we can have these grand plans, but if house to house, street to street, community to community, people are not mobilizing themselves to work together with government, to work with NPOs, to work with NGOs. This is what South Africans need to do to end crime. Yes, the police are very important, but when all is said and done, the issue of violence against women is very well known in the family. Sometimes the families even protect people who are abusive, men who are abusive within the family. That's why yesterday I was raising the issue of what kind of a man makes pregnant an 11-year-old, 12-year-old, 13-year-olds, and then on top of that, families think they can go and have a conversation about that. There shouldn't be a conversation about that. Whoever does that must be arrested because that is statutory rape. So we need to collectively work together, firstly as government, national, provincial and local, but also we must work very closely with communities.
Minister, before I let you go, just an update on social grants. Are they working effectively? What is the future in particular to the issue of the 350 social grants?
Yes, as you are aware, we now have research that had clearly indicated the impact of paying that 350. It might sound like very little money, but it is money that goes into the hands of our people who are then able to do something in terms of getting food and so. We have been extending the social grant SRD as the President announced it. We are hoping that we can be able to extend it again because here is the issue. As long as the economy has not been able to grow fast enough and produce enough jobs, something needs to be done by government to cushion our people. And we're also moving towards ensuring that this 350 must be a stepping stone to the basic income grant. And that process is still ongoing, and we are hoping that from Treasury and from everybody else we will get a positive response to it because our people need to be cushioned until they are able to stand on their own 2 feet.
Right, Minister, let me not keep you waiting for much longer. Thank you so much indeed for your time. That was Lindiwe Zulu. Also talking, Gareth, about the issue of social grants. I mean, it's a very important topic, especially in areas such as the Eastern Cape. Many people relying on these social grants to survive. We do understand that she's also going to be going around to several areas around the Eastern Cape to also monitor some of the issues that were discussed within this breakfast meeting, where Paul Mashatile, the Deputy President, essentially here to ensure that the Eastern Cape is adhering to some of those important issues that deals with the district development model.